Hello, Internet. It's 8 o'clock. My face is live on Here's My Book. And those are all the words I needed to include, I think. It's chapter 28 tonight, the final chapter in the Patchwork Girl of Oz. Tomorrow night we begin TikTok of Oz. But we're not going to post it on TikTok, because I don't have a TikTok. I don't know how to tick or talk. So we're just going to keep doing it on Facebook, because that's where my skill set lies. But tonight's chapter is entitled The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, which, interestingly, is the title of the very first book in the series as well. So it's not just the first book, it's also the 28th chapter of Patchwork Girl. Who knew? Let's read together. Find out if we're ever going to get Ojo and Unc Nunky and Margolette all back together, alive and everything, happy. And see how this plays out. Let's read. When Ojo entered the room, he ran quickly to the statue of Unc Nunky and kissed the marble face affectionately. "I did my best, Unc," he said with a sob, "but it was no use." Then he drew back and looked around the room, and the sight of the assembled company quite amazed him. Aside from the marble statues of Unc Nunky and Margolette, the glass cat was there, curled up on a rug, and the Woozy was there, sitting on its square hind legs and looking on the scene with solemn interest. And there was the Shaggy Man in a suit of shaggy pea-green satin, and at a table sat the little wizard, looking quite important and as if he knew much more than he dared to tell. Last of all, Dr. Pipt was there, and the Crooked Magician sat humped in a chair, seeming very dejected, but keeping his eyes fixed on the lifeless form of his wife Margolette, whom he fondly loved, but whom he now feared was lost to him forever. Ozma took a chair which Jellia Jam wheeled forward for the ruler, and back of her stood the Scarecrow, the Tin Woodman, and Dorothy, as well as the Cowardly Lion and the Hungry Tiger. The wizard now arose and made a low bow to Ozma, and another less deferent bow to the assembled company. "Ladies and gentlemen and beasts," he said, "I beg to announce that our gracious ruler has permitted me to obey the commands of the great sorceress Glinda the Good, whose humble assistant I am proud to be. We have discovered that the Crooked Magician has been indulging in his magical arts, contrary to law, and therefore by royal edict I hereby deprive him of all power to work magic in the future. He is no longer a Crooked Magician, but simply a Munchkin, and he is no longer even crooked, but a man like any other man." As he pronounced these words, the wizard waved his hand towards Dr. Pipt, and instantly every crooked limb straightened out and became perfect. The former magician, with a cry of joy, sprang to his feet, looked at himself in wonder, and then fell back in his chair and watched the wizard with fascinated interest. "The glass cat, which Dr. Pipt lawlessly made," continued the wizard, "is a pretty cat, but its pink brains make it so conceited that it is a disagreeable companion to everyone. So the other day I took away the pink brains and replaced them with transparent ones, and now the glass cat is so modest and well-behaved that Ozma has decided to keep her in the palace as a pet." "I thank you," said the cat in a soft voice. "The Woozy has proved himself a good Woozy and a faithful friend," the wizard went on, "so we will send him to the royal menagerie, where he will have a good care and plenty to eat all his life." "Much obliged," said the Woozy. "That beats being fenced up in a lonely forest and starved." "As for the Patchwork Girl," resumed the wizard, "she is so remarkable in appearance and so clever and good-tempered that our gracious ruler intends to preserve her carefully, as one of the curiosities of the curious land of Oz. Scraps may live in the palace or wherever she pleases, and be nobody's servant but her own." "That's all right," said Scraps. "We have all been interested in Ojo," the little wizard continued, "because his love for his unfortunate uncle has led him bravely to face all sorts of dangers, in order that he may rescue him. The Munchkin boy has a loyal and generous heart, and has done his best to restore Unc Nunky to life. He has failed, but there are others more powerful than the Crooked Magician, and there are more ways than Dr. Pipt knew of to destroy the charm of liquid petrification. Glinda the Good has told me of one way, and you shall now learn how great is the knowledge and power of our peerless sorceress." As he said this, the wizard advanced to the statue of Margolette and made a magic pass, at the same time muttering a magic word that none could hear distinctly. At once the woman moved, turned her head wonderingly this way and that to note all who stood before her, and seeing Dr. Pipt, ran forward and threw herself into her husband's outstretched arms. Then the wizard made the magic pass and spoke the magic word before the statue of Unc Nunkie. The old Munchkin immediately came to life, and with a low bow said to the wizard, "Thanks." But now Ojo rushed up and threw his arms joyfully about his uncle, and the old man hugged his little nephew tenderly, and stroked his hair, and wiped away the boy's tears with a handkerchief, for Ojo was crying from pure happiness. Ozma came forward to congratulate them. "I have given to you, my dear Ojo and Unc Nunkie, a nice house just outside the walls of the Emerald City," she said, "and there you shall make your future home, and be under my protection."
"Didn't I say you were Ojo the Lucky?"
asked the Tin Woodman as everyone crowded around to shake Ojo's hand.
"Yes, and it is true,"
replied Ojo gratefully. Oh, and that is the end of the book. That is it. Here's the picture of Ojo hugging his uncle at the end. At the end. Ojo's hugging his uncle. That's the end of the book. So that is the end of the Patchwork Girl of Oz. That was an interesting book. Tomorrow night, right here, 8 o'clock, Facebook Live, we're going to start book 8 in the Oz series. There are 14 books. We just finished book 7. We're officially halfway through this now. Holy cow. It's only taken us 6.5 months. So at this rate, we should be finished in May. What's that? No, I figured it'd take us about 12, 13 months. So yeah, if we finish in May, late May, early June, that'd be about right on target, I think. And then I've been told I should read Alice's Adventures in Wonderland next, which would be interesting when we get all through Oz to try and read like the Adventures in Wonderland. I don't know. We'll see. I may have to stop for a while after Oz. This is a long series. It's 14 books, people. But I have very much enjoyed this so far, and I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you'll continue to join us each night right here, 8 o'clock, Facebook Live, for another installment of The Wizard of Oz. Good night, everyone.